Ever? What it do, baby?
Hey, how you doing, man?
I'm all right, man. I'm tired. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I know it's
I am.
Christmas season, huh?
I've been working too much. That's what
I
it
know,
is.
right? Yeah.
Jeez, not really. We've been
Working
pretty
our,
slow.
I get you.
I just been. I've been doing that RVD and Matt Riddle stuff. You know what I'm saying?
I get you.
So, anyways, Roman Reigns. WWE had kind of like had a meeting or a chat with Roman Reigns about having two matches are wrestling for WrestleMania Night 1, wrestling for WrestleMania Night 2. So Roman Reigns, apparently the rumor, or it's not, I don't know, is there a rumor? I don't know how to say this, but WWE had a meeting with Roman Reigns about him facing Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania Night 1, and at WrestleMania Night 2, he is going to face Dwayne The Rock Johnson. There's also rumors that he is gonna split the belt. Nobody knows which
How?
title, yeah, like how they're gonna do it. Like, if is Cody Rhodes gonna go after the WWE, Roman Reigns gonna defend the Universal against The Rock. That's it was just all talk. WWE was just telling plans that this is a possibility for Roman Reigns. Nobody knows, is this like, hey Roman, we have this idea, it's up to you if you want to agree, or it's just more like, hey, we're just giving you a heads up, this is the direction we may go to. um I don't know, I really on paper, don't get me wrong, on paper that sounds like a great idea, but
Yeah.
at the same time, The Rock going after Roman Reigns for the title on night 2 is going to overshine Cody Rhodes' moment.
Yeah.
Kind of like how when The Rock came back and for WrestleMania 27, and it was John Cena and The Miz. The Rock got in the middle of it and kind of like pushed The Miz to the side.
Yeah.
Even though he was in the main event and he won, but he was like, let's face it, he was like pushed to the side. The story was
Yeah.
mainly between The Rock and John Cena for a future buildup. If it was something like that, where it was like The Rock comes that back and he's gonna, you know, build up to a match against Roman Reigns for next year WrestleMania, that would make sense. But I don't know. What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, like you said, I agree with the Cody Rhodes thing is gonna overshadow his championship. Let's say if he wins it, obviously, right? Let's say Cody Rhodes wins it. And then like, oh wait, oh this is night one. I'm more about white night two even more with
Mm-hmm.
The Rock and Roman Reigns. But you gotta build that because it's only been because The Rock acknowledged Roman Reigns, so it's not like he could be like, "Oh yeah, I never meant that." I'm actually the head of the
Yeah, we
table.
we discussed that. Like, The Rock acknowledges him, so it's just like, why are we having this match then? Kind of
Yeah,
ruined it.
so and then how you gonna like? Yeah, you gotta start it like what? At there's no pay-per-view. Well, Royal Rumble, it's gonna be like a 3 month build up, probably. You know,
That's if it happens,
if
unless,
it happens.
yeah. And then you got I don't know. It's tough. It's a really tough choice. I don't really think they really thought this through.
Yeah, well, I think originally they were gonna do it for like only like 6 months for a reign, but then it just got over, and in 6 months or to a year. Now it's almost gonna be 2 years for one of the belts. I forgot which one. The Universal is almost 2 years now. And he won in
Yeah.
2020 or something, 2021. So it's
No,
kind of like
2020.
he would have
Yeah.
to be like they would have to do a storyline where he like got injured or something. He had to drop both belts. Then they had to split that way. Like how they did
Right.
like they the other titles like oh no we're or they he drops one of them and they get rid of it altogether. Then like 3 months later they bring it back like we need this belt. Like how they did it with the WWE, it was like two separate belts. It was Chris Jericho. It was like
Right.
the World Heavyweight and the WWE Championship or WWE
Hmm.
Championship. And then when they did the brand split, they brought back the World Heavyweight title as a set, like a new belt kind of
Right.
thing. They
Yeah,
might do
but they
that,
brought it.
but
I mean, yeah, but at that time, Triple H won it, and then he merged both belts, making the one title. And then I believe who won it? I believe once The Rock won it or Brock Lesnar won it,
yeah,
that's where it was. Yeah, Brock Lesnar won it. It became a SmackDown brand exclusive
yeah,
championship. Um, and then once I believe the next night on Raw or a week later, that's when Eric Bischoff announced the world title and then, gave the title to Triple H. So
Yeah,
yeah, I could see that happening. Um, but at the same time, it's just like what concerns me is I don't want them to erase the WWE championship and
no,
focus on the Universal Championship. Like that's the new legacy for the WWE. I
yeah,
would rather have them rename the WWE Championship. I would rather have them rename the belt to the Universal instead of just being like, okay, and retire the title.
yeah.
So
But well, the WWE Championship is the original title. It's like the lineage. It's the one with the lineage. So they might just do the Universal title. Like,
yeah,
Universal title.
hopefully they throw away the Universal title. Keep the name. I don't mind the name. I like the name. So I didn't like when it was the red strap title because it made it look like, okay, you're clearly like a Raw's champion, but I never
Yeah,
looked at it as like the world title. I
yeah,
always looked at it as like a Raw title.
yeah.
So like a TBS championship. That's how I looked at the
It's
Universal
Universal,
title.
like it's like
Yeah.
Universal. I was like, okay,
Uh so John Cena is coming back, Tampa, Florida, his hometown, home state, whatever. December 30th. There's no word. This is Friday. He's coming back on SmackDown. Last time he came back, it was on Raw for his 25th. Was it his 20th or his 25th?
I think 20th.
20th, right?
Yeah.
20th, yes, 20th anniversary. He's coming back on SmackDown. There's no word that he's gonna be leading up into a match. There's no apparently he's just gonna show up because it's his hometown.
Well,
And
that's just like it's Massachusetts or Boston, but this is like where he lives now. He resides in Tampa, I think.
so what do you say? Home state or
Well,
hometown
hometown would be like West Newbury, Massachusetts.
where
Like,
he
this would
was
be like
born and raised?
but this is more like where
Oh,
he resides, or I don't know. I just say like where he lives at the moment. He's like, oh, I'm in town. Oh, you're in town? Cool, I'm in town too.
yeah.
You know?
But basically, exactly, WWE is going to be in
Yeah,
town. That's why he's going to be there. But like I said, there's no rumors. There's no word of that this is going to lead into something that
yeah.
right now is just him showing off. But can you imagine him and sharing the same ring with LA Knight?
Hmm, that'd be kind
That
of
would
cool.
that whole back and forth with them, man, that's going to be money right there. But he is in the middle of a program with Bray Wyatt
Mm.
this past Friday on SmackDown. Um, the guy with the mask, Howdy, is that his name?
Uncle Howdy?
Uncle Howdy apparently attacked LA Knight in the locker room of LA Knight, where he first spotted a Bray Wyatt T-shirt, which is a dope shirt. Did not knew that shirt existed till now. Probably gotta get myself a shirt. Um, Speaking of shirts, go get our merch.
Oh
Pro
yeah,
Wrestling Tees. Also hit that likes and subscribe button. Hit that like button and subscribe, please. Thank you.
yep.
Pro Wrestling Tees link in the bottom. Please support and also support the link. Local indie wrestlers. But yeah. Anyways, LA Knight got attacked by Uncle Howdy. So the thing is this gonna build into a Royal Rumble match, or do you think it's gonna lead all the way to WrestleMania?
I think it's gonna be like I think it's gonna be a Royal Rumble match. But then eventually you see how it goes, like and it's gonna
What
go to
makes you say
WrestleMania.
that though?
The Rumble?
Yeah. What makes you say that this is going to lead to the Rumble and not WrestleMania? Because remember, it's going to be in Hollywood and we got LA Knight and then Bray Wyatt's return match. You don't think that's a WrestleMania match?
I think it is, but like we gotta see his rust in the ring, like Bray Wyatt's. So
I
I'd
mean,
probably
he's
have
been
a
training. I'm pretty sure he's
yeah,
been training. Now,
like a little.
are you just saying this because it's LA Knight or do you want to see Bray Wyatt against somebody else? Do you have somebody else in mind?
I mean, I would want him. What was his last suit before he left? Orton's out though. I don't know, like Seth
It was
Rollins or
Orton.
something. Yeah, but he's
Orton
on
was
SmackDown, so Yeah, I mean, LA Knight, he needs exposure too.
Yeah,
He's a great wrestler. I mean, even as Eli Drake and Impact and NWA, and then he went to NXT. He was fire there. So yeah, he needs like a high profile feud. But
right,
it doesn't make sense. Like a guy that's like a like a egotistical mogul versus a guy that's like dealing with inner demons. Like how did that happen? Like how did this
right,
guy run to each other? It makes sense. Remember, it was Undertaker versus Bray Wyatt. Like they're both demons of the night. Whatever. You
right.
know, or
I
LA
think
Knight and some Santos Escobar. They're both like aristocrats or something. Or rich guys.
right. I feel like I like it because it's weird.
Yeah,
It's just like Bray Wyatt and LA Knight. Interesting.
yeah,
And then you got Bray Wyatt where it's like Bray Wyatt is a face, but then the guy, Uncle Howdy, he's a heel trying to tell Bray Wyatt, you're a heel too. LA Knight is a heel, but he's going against a guy who's both. So Eddie, LA Knight has been doing a great on his part. I love the story. It shows that he's just more than just a wrestler, and he's besides being good on the mic, but he's also good at backstage playing his role. Kind of reminds me of The Rock, like an earlier Rock
yeah,
when when he started wearing those fancy shirts and stuff like that. He kind of reminds me of that Rock. So like, what was that, like the 1998, 99, 2000, between
yeah,
that?
yeah.
um so yeah, I really like it. I personally think I if this feud goes on all the way to the WrestleMania, I would not mind. But at the same time, it's more like, okay, once this match happens, where do both men go from here?
Yeah.
And also like LA Knight, I prefer him being, if the Money in the Bank does return at WrestleMania, I would like him to be part of that and winning that. With Bray Wyatt, I would love to have see him face Finn Balor, the
Mm,
Judgment Day,
yeah.
um, Edge, AJ Styles. Those are the people like I would prefer seeing. But again, nothing. If we get LA Knight versus Bray Wyatt at WrestleMania, I'm not gonna complain about that.
I got a knock on it, right?
Yeah. Drew McIntyre is out from injury apparently. Nothing too serious, just he's gonna be out. PWI Insider. Or is it PWI Insider or is it PW Insider?
PWI, PW,
Insider.
yeah, Pro Wrestling Insider, yeah.
So also made a report that Matt Riddle is out with injury. That's why Soul took Matt Riddle out this past Monday Night on Raw. Did not knew he was hurt. I thought it was gonna be more like bringing what happened with Kevin Owens.
Yeah,
You know how he smacked Roman Reigns. I
yeah.
thought Soul attacked Riddle to basically take Kevin Owens' spot.
Ah, okay.
That's what I thought. Like where they're bringing, like I'm like, damn, Roman Reigns really that mad that they attack Riddle just to bring him back and be part of the feud with the bloodline again. But it's just Soul took him out because he was hurt and he
Yeah,
needs time off. So I was like, okay, cool. Not cool, sucks.
yeah.
Kurt Angle's birthday. Happy birthday to Kurt Angle, man. Woo.
Oh, yeah.
Do 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 do. You suck. You said Kurt Angle. It was good to see him on SmackDown though.
Yeah.
So
He did a milk carton and then he did the Jason Jordan thing too. That was
yeah,
legit.
it was nice. It was really nice to see him, and yeah, the whole milk. Man, can you imagine if we could have gotten Kurt Angle, Jason Jordan versus Chad Gable and Otis,
Yeah, that would be
especially Kurt Angle
nice.
in his prime. First,
Occurring on his prime versus like Roman Reigns, that would have been fire
oh,
too.
dude, don't do that to me.
No,
Oh,
TNA Kurt Angle. Like,
TNA Kurt Angle,
yeah,
hell yeah.
versus Roman Reigns. That'll be like,
And Seth
woo!
freaking Rollins, dude.
Oh my God.
And then
Or Riddle. That's like MMA versus like the Olympic
yeah.
wrestling style. Dude. Oh man, so many.
And then Kurt Angle. See, I would not have TNA Kurt Angle.
No.
I would have a Kurt Angle from the early, like the street fight. Kurt Angle that faced Shane McMahon, who faced Stone Cold Steve
Oh yeah.
Austin.
Like
I would
98,
have
98.
No, dude, you're way off. 2001,
King of the
man.
Ring? Oh, King of the Ring? Oh, that's yeah, 2000. Yeah, yeah.
2001. You're way off. I would have had that.
Uh,
Imagine that Kurt Angle go
Ooh,
against John Moxley.
ooh, my God. We
God damn, bro.
gotta do some fantasy booking, like just like one. We get a wrestler. We just do like, okay, this man. We'll
That's
do
the
that
problem with
eventually.
Kurt Angle because it's just like, God damn, man. There's too many.
Him versus Sheamus or Walter.
He
Ooh,
faced Drew McIntyre, and that was a fantastic match back in
yeah,
Impact
yeah.
before he left Impact. He even faced Bobby Lashley in his
Ooh,
retirement match, and he had a couple feuds with Bobby Lashley for the world title. Classic wrestling matches, man.
man.
So, but yeah, Kurt Angle, in his prime, facing Roman Reigns, Seth freaking Rollins, John Moxley. Ah, man. And you gotta go check out his matches with AJ Styles.
Yeah, that was some fire stuff.
Yeah, for sure. Ricochet and Walter. Ricochet won the World Cup. He is the number one contender for the IC title. The only thing I have a problem with is he's getting his title match next week in Chicago. Good for us people in Chicago, but I feel
Yep.
like this is why is it how are you gonna have a tournament? I understand because it's a SmackDown thing,
Yeah.
but it's just like he goes through a World Cup. He won the tournament. He won the World Cup. He's the number one contender for the IC title. Why is it not in the Rumble?
The World Cup ends on the 18th, so they probably want to just stick it with like the actual World Cup, like the FIFA World Cup.
Ah,
They're
okay.
probably why. They probably just want to keep it like, oh, we'll do this World Cup like, we did it because like the World Cup, FIFA World Cup, is just on Fox. So it's
Mm.
like a way for Fox to promote the World Cup.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's why I was like, because the World Cup is the finals on the 18th of December, and
Right.
SmackDown's the 16th of December. So that's probably why they want to right there. That's the World Cup. So it's like a
Mm.
promotional for Fox. So Fox presents the FIFA World Cup, and then they show, that's the reason they made it.
Okay. That's clever. I like that. Did not knew that. I'm glad you did.
Yeah, probably
So,
why that's probably why it ends then. So they probably do something else. Like it was a Rumble, obviously it'd be the Rumble. But
right. So now this is the big one.
yeah,
Jay Uso to Sami Zayn. Trim your beard, get a nice haircut, get a nice suit. We're gonna celebrate next Friday in Chicago. A lot of people are saying Sami Zayn is gonna be out of the family. They're gonna betray him, and there's some people who are like they are gonna celebrate and welcome him and be part of the bloodline. What's your thoughts on that?
I don't know. That seems kind of weird. Like, well, now he tells him trim his beard and get a haircut and look nice.
Right.
Like why not before? Does oh if you want to join us, you have to do this. But I don't know. I mean,
It's a
because
party. It's a celebration. Of course,
but
he wants him to look nice, wear a suit. He doesn't want him to show up as a bump, you know.
yeah, they're gonna
But
probably keep him around until WrestleMania.
what do you think is gonna happen? Do you really think it's gonna be a celebration, or do you think they're gonna jump on him?
I think it's gonna be. I want to believe it's a celebration in my heart, but I know in my gut it's gonna tell me it's gonna be a betrayal. I don't know. I think
Betrayal.
everybody's the same. Everybody's like, I think people were telling me too, like, oh yeah, he's gonna betray him that day. Like, okay, you know what I mean? You never know because like that's just some random thing. And I think we even pointed it out, like they were looking at him weird. Remember when he at the after war because they stared at him? I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't know about this guy. But if he's gonna have a match with Kevin Owens, I mean Sami Zayn with Kevin Owens at the Chamber, which is in Canada, so they're both Canadian, so probably why they're gonna
Right.
do that. How's that gonna work? Like,
Mm,
they betray him now at the Rumble. It's gonna no at Elimination Chamber is gonna be a match between Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. Because they're in Montreal. 'Cause I think they're both from Montreal or Quebec or something. How's that gonna work? Like he's gonna be a heel still. He's gonna
right.
face Kevin Owens and then but still face the bloodline. He's gonna have a feud with Kevin Owens and the bloodline. I don't know. It's kind of weird. So I don't think it's gonna
Let's
happen, but who knows?
right. I personally think how cool would it be if Roman Reigns says you're gonna face me at the Royal Rumble for the Universal Championship just so he could have an easy night? You're gonna lay
Ooh,
down, and I'm gonna cover you. One, two, three. That's it. I
like
go home.
like the Kevin Nash thing, like lay down. Like Kevin Nash to Hulk Hogan or something, or Hulk Hogan to Kevin Nash. I forgot what it
Not
was.
well. The finger of doom.
Jarrett. Like, oh, I'm gonna lay
Jared laid
here.
down for Hogan. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like here, one,
So
two. Woo.
well, Hogan laid down for Sting as well.
Yeah,
But yeah, I feel like what it'd be pretty cool if something like that would happen.
yeah.
Or what if he's gonna book a match? He's saying, "Hey, at the Rumble, it's gonna be you versus Kevin Owens in the Hell in a Cell match."
Or Zammy accidentally takes out one, like the one of the Usos, or takes out Jay in the Rumble. Something.
Mm.
It's gotta be like something. I think I'm gonna keep
I
him
mean,
around, but
for the party. I mean, yeah. I mean, would that be? Not
mm,
really. I mean, yeah. Actually, no. You know what? It could work if he eliminated Jay or one of the or hell, if he eliminated all the bloodlines at the
yeah.
Rumble, that would make sense for him to get that title shot at the Elimination Chamber. You know, um, other than that, it's just like for the party. I don't know. Like you said, I agree with you said. Like I feel like it is a celebration, but I feel like it's gonna be a betrayal.
Like,
I
well,
hope not.
if it's betrayal, but I'm hoping it's just gonna be like a celebration thing, you know.
Yeah, I mean, we'll
But
find out.
yeah, we'll find out.
We'll find
Chicago,
out.
baby, All State Arena. That's not Chicago. It's Rosemont.
Goes
Well,
on.
we live here actually. No, it's Rosemont, not Chicago. Yeah.
Facts. Now, the other big news. Holy moly. Sasha Banks is going to appear at Wrestle Kingdom 17, but at my time of recording or our time of recording, we do not know. Is she going there as a fan? Is she really going to appear? You know, is it going to be one of those NXT, cameo things? You know how like NXT, they show like, hey, this person's here,
Yeah.
watching the show.
They wouldn't announce it though if it was like that. She'd just be on there. But she's not officially released from her contract, or there's no like official like
Nobody,
press
yeah,
release.
there's nobody. WWE has never confirmed anything.
So
Sasha
she's
Banks,
technically, according to like at this moment of recording, she's still technically still signed with WWE because there's
right?
no like WWE has released because come terms with Mercedes Bernardo, Sasha Banks. There's so it's kind of weird. Like, is it like a thing for WWE to like, hey, we'll give you her if you give us, if you really want her for Kyrie Zane or Kyrie for wrestle, for the IWGP Women's title, you got to give us like somebody. We'll take somebody. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of like because
Right.
it's kind of weird. Like if you're signed with someone, but you're not officially released, and you're announced, you're there. The other company is announcing you're going to be at that show. As Sasha Banks, not even they haven't said, oh, she's going to be as Mercedes or whatever her
I mean,
nickname
to
is
be
going to be.
fair, did John Cena ever announce that he was done with WWE? Did WWE
No,
ever announce that his contract expired?
no, but he still has a contract. I think he just
But his
shows up when he
contract
wants.
at one point, his contract was expired,
Yeah,
and he never got a WWE released them or WWE. John Cena's no longer with WWE, so maybe that could have been it.
it's
I
like
mean,
okay,
there's a
good luck to you.
difference. There's a difference from being released and also not renewing your contract, like letting your contract being expired. Being
Yeah,
released, it's like you're in the middle of your contract.
yeah.
Not re-signing is just like, hey, you're just gonna go home and weigh out your contract, and that's it.
Was she not bringing Naomi with her? Because they're always together. It's kind of
She
surprising.
was with Jay Craig, TBS Women's. Wait, is it TBS Championship?
Shade Cargo, yeah, TBS Women's
What did I
Champion.
say? I said Shade.
No,
Yeah,
TBS
Jade.
champion. Not even a woman. It's just TBS title. TBS champion. Jay
But she,
Cargo.
anyways, Naomi was with Jade. I believe at a basketball game.
Yeah.
So
I mean, a lot of wrestlers are friends, like
yeah.
from
But
promotion.
anyways, Sasha Banks, she may go to Wrestle Kingdom or she is gonna appear. The only question is for us at the time of recording, we don't know if she's going as a fan, or she's gonna be in the backstage. She's gonna be involved in the match. That is still unknown. But Sasha Banks does wants to wrestle for Wrestle Kingdom. She wants to wrestle in New Japan. I don't think there's anybody that she would like
Well,
a certain person she wants to wrestle. I think it's just more like I want to wrestle at that place.
well, New Japan doesn't actually have a women's division.
They
They're
just
using,
started having one last year, right?
but they're using Stardom's. Stardom is a
Mm,
sister promotion. So technically, in New Japan Pro Wrestling, there's only like managers, but there's no official women's roster. They have to get it from Stardom or Tokyo
Mm,
Joshi or they have to get a partnership from a well they own Stardom. They own the people that own New Japan own Stardom. So it's kind of like, hey ladies, you want to come and wrestle at Wrestle Kingdom? Like Kyrie, she wrestled at one of the New Japan
right.
shows, but she's not a contracted New Japan wrestler. She's contracted with Stardom, and then they'll probably
So
get
it's
like
it's basically like if WWE didn't have a woman division and they
yeah
were getting the women
Shimmer or
from NXT
yeah.
and they're
Or
having the NXT women's to come wrestle on their show.
yeah, like if
Basically,
Derby
that's what
or
they're
it,
doing.
it's like oh yeah, like Derby has like only men and like hey Shimmer, hey Women's Wrestling Army, hey
Right.
Shine or whatever, hey Pro Wrestling Eve, like hey we need some women to have a match. You guys bring them over. It's kind of like that. Like you
Okay.
say NXT, like if NXT was supposed to be women, it'd be like hey we need some of you women on the main card. But they're
Okay.
mostly there's like a couple women on there, but they're managers, so they have to go to Stardom and Ice Ribbon and Tokyo Joshi, which is a different company, which is owned by DDT, or like they work, it's like that. It's like it's not really officially like they don't officially sign Kyrie. She's the IWGP Women's Champion, but like I said, they give titles to people that are not always signed with them. Like Carl
Right.
Anderson signed to this recording, obviously. Yeah.
Um, can you imagine if I feel like now it's going to be a possibility, but can you imagine if Triple H was able to book WrestleMania at the Tokyo Dome?
Oh my God, that'd be insane. They would have to work with New Japan.
Oh my
That'd be
God.
amazing.
Like, dude, I'm waiting. It now
It,
that Triple H is in charge, I'm like, it's gonna happen. It's just the when.
yeah, I could see them be working with. Well, we'll go back to New Japan, but like I do see WWE working with like other promotions more. But
Right.
yeah, but with Sasha Banks, it's probably if she is signed with WWE, this is probably a little taster.
Right.
I mean, if she's still officially signed, not released, renewed, she still has a contract. This is kind of a little taste of like, oh, that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, I guess, I mean, it's January 4th, right? So I guess we'll find out then.
Yeah.
See, she's gonna show up. William Regal is completely done with with AEW. He is no word. Apparently, he did sign with WWE. He signed a new
Uh-huh.
contract, but it's not gonna start till next month in January. He's having a
Okay.
backstage role because Tony Khan's agreement was once he released some for throughout the whole year of 2023, he can't be on WWE programs like in front of the camera and stuff like that.
Can
But
he
he can
enforce that? Can he
it
actually enforce that?
it's in the contract apparently.
Uh,
That he can't appear anywhere else on television for a wrestling promotion. So he has a
wow.
backstage role at the moment. I mean, he always had a backstage role except for NXT, but he was a manager.
Yeah. He came
And
out War Games.
yeah, so even Triple H mentioned that the Survivor Series War Game is not the same without him. So
Yeah, that's crazy how fast that was like only not even a year, and
yeah,
him being in AEW, he's like, nope, Triple H is back. Okay, I'm gone. Like
yeah,
screw
that's
it.
a weird request. So apparently, the rumors finally came out. He did sign a 3-year contract.
With WWE
No,
or with
with
AEW?
AEW.
Damn, so he's like, okay, I'll get you your release.
Yeah, so that's why he put that in his contract. So,
Wow.
but pretty interesting. No word if he's going to be on the main roster or NXT, but William Regal does want to go back to NXT. But yeah, I mean, a year of backstage role, that's not going to be too bad. And plus,
No.
you would want him being backstage. So
Yeah, he actually he could he just be in NXT. He could just literally just like train well his son, Charlie Dempsey or Charlie Regal, or whatever.
that's the other reason why he wanted his release because he wants to be with his son and help him train.
Yeah. So I could see that happening. I'm like, yeah. And Tony's
But
not gonna be like, no, man, you gotta be with me 3 years. Like, oh God.
he had no say because he had William Regal put that in his term in his contract of
That's just
Triple
weird. We
H.
talked about that. Like, that's weird. How did he
Yeah.
like it's weird how like you never know. It could happen in 10 years, but he put that in his contract. Like, oh, Triple H ever comes back. So he knew. He probably knew ahead of time because there's
He
no
knew he
way.
must have knew something,
It's like,
you
how do
know.
you? What if Vince McMahon stayed for another 15 years? Like, cause he's only like 70. So let's say he's staying until he's 80, 90. That's like 20. It's
Right.
kind of.
But to be honest, let's face it, I don't think William Ringo would have. I'm pretty sure he didn't want to sign a 3 year deal. I'm pretty sure it was more of like the money,
Yeah,
where it was like, well, if I want to make good money, it's best to do the 3 years deal. But my thing with WWE was he got released by Vince, and I don't know why he thought he was never gonna come back.
I don't know.
You
Well,
know,
I think because he was a Triple H guy, so you never know. Samoa Joe might come back. Let's say, cause he wrestles now, but let's say the next injury he doesn't come back.
right.
Like, he might be like, hey, I'm gonna jump ship right now. Why
I'm gonna
not?
be honest, man. Sometimes I forget Samoa Joe was ever in WWE.
Damn.
Sometimes I do forget. It's
Is
just
that
crazy.
bad? Is that bad?
I
It's
guess
like
so. I don't
we're
know.
like, damn.
Because I remember his career mainly in TNA.
Yeah,
In WWE, he had some good moments, but nothing like
yeah, nothing like
not
that.
yeah. I think it's because where he is now, he's not doing much in AEW,
Well, I don't know. He's a Ring of Honor champion, television champion, and he's a TNT champion. So he's
which doesn't
definitely,
mean anything.
yeah,
It's Samoa Joe, man.
yeah. He should
Yeah,
be like world
why,
champion again.
yeah, he should be in the main event picture, not mid card picture. But
Yeah.
speaking of AEW, somebody made me a fan. I was never a fan of Ricky Stark, but it did bother me that he wasn't getting the right push and the right opportunity. But man, when he cut that promo on MJF, I was just like, that was a shoot. And also, I felt like it was kind of like not scripted, but like MJF kind of knew it was coming.
Yeah.
Um, but damn, there was some truth to all that stuff. And Ricky Stark, it was just like he composed himself. He was like, okay, let me take a deep breath. And then bam, came out with magic, came out with money. Um, I was a fan after that. I was just like, damn, I really want to see this match. And if you saw my TikTok, it's just like I'm into this match now. The only problem is it's gonna be on winter. Winter is coming. It's not gonna be a pay-per-view match. I feel like that would have been a perfect opportunity for this leading up to a pay-per-view match
Which was
with
what? Revolution?
Revolution. Yeah, it could have. If Ricky Starr didn't have that tournament, where the number one contender was going to be at what's it called, that Winter is Coming. I understand why they did it, because they did it. I don't recall them doing it last year, but they did it with Kenny Omega.
Mm.
I don't recall if they did it last year. They probably did. I don't know. But anyways, yeah, I feel like I don't understand why Tony Khan wouldn't push Ricky Stark MGF to main event a pay-per-view. So it's like, if it so what, are we gonna see MJF facing another former WWE guy to headline a pay-per-view to push MJF to become a big star, where it's just like, why don't I just push Ricky Stark, you
Yeah.
know? So
So what did he say? One of the things he like, oh man, he like destroyed him.
he did.
He's like, oh, I didn't take 3 months off to go to Greece. Something like that. How was it? So
Yeah,
it was
he
so good.
mentioned about him walking out, that he's been busting his ass off, and he looks like a cheap person.
Yeah. Your
The way
cheap
how he's
shoes, your
clothes,
cheap
yeah.
suit.
That he's a third rate Roddy Piper, that he comes out here to insult the fans, to insult the city, and and it's true. MJF, don't get me wrong, he's good on the mic, but there's nothing different comparing to, there's nothing that there's nothing about him that stands out.
He's just like a classic heel. Like,
Yeah,
okay.
that's it. He's kind of like a JBL, but like a kid
Yeah.
version.
Well, because he say he could beat up that one MMA fighter. I'm like, no, bro, you can't beat up that guy.
No.
Patty
I
or something?
think maybe
Patty?
that's the thing. He doesn't look like he's a fighter.
like a
But
wrestler. Like,
yeah, no, he is a wrestler.
yeah.
He looks like a wrestler. He looks like an amateur wrestler. But that's the thing though. He doesn't back up saying like I'm a fighter. I could kick your ass or anything. No, but I could wrestle you. He does. He makes that part known.
Mm.
So I don't know, but Ricky Stark, that promo that he cut on MGF, really. Oh, Maxi Pad, that was awesome. The whole Maxi Pad chant, that was pretty awesome. But all I gotta say is that that promo made me become a fan of Ricky Stark. So now I'm looking forward to this match. I was always a fan of Ricky Stark. Never a big fan or anything.
Yeah.
Um, there was never good matches that I was like, "Ooh, this is gonna be great." I do enjoy his work when he wrestles. Don't get me wrong, but there was never a moment where I'm like, "Ooh, I'm excited for this match." For
Yeah.
Ricky Stark. This match I am excited for. Not because he's facing MGF or it's a world title, it's because of that promo he cut. And it's like, you got my attention now. So
Hmm.
now I'm excited for this match. Um, my hopefully I get more excited of his other work in the future. So congrats to Ricky. I'm making me a fan. I know that doesn't mean anything to you. But anyways,
With the spear looked kind of weak though. You did that spear.
really I enjoy that spirit.
It was kind of like I don't know. It seemed like a half clothesline. It looks like he didn't really like spear him. He looked like he like jumped over
More
and
like
like
a take, like a
tapped him.
tackle. Yeah.
Yeah, and then he like, it's kind of like okay, I guess he. But then the way when he grabbed the title, like everybody's cheering, like yeah.
Yeah. Don't get me.
We
I mean,
know the outcome. We know the outcome, but well, we never know with AEW. But he might just
oh, can
MJF
you
might.
imagine if Ricky Stark won?
I'll
And
be like, what's
it'd
the
just be,
point?
yeah. What was the whole point of MGF, Regal, Moxley? What was the whole point of everything? Oh my gosh. Um, but this past Impact, we had Alexander versus Mike Bailey for the Impact
Mm,
World Title. These two men wrestled almost an hour. A
wow.
back and forth fantastic match. Please check it out. Like it was great. Um there is a photo. Uh I believe it happened over Friday night. There was a photo that was on the internet online of Jonathan Gruesome going inside the ring of an impact ring chasing out Eddie Edwards.
Mm.
Um great, awesome, but where I'm confused is isn't he signed with Ring of Honor?
Yeah,
Ring of Honor is owned by AEW, so doesn't he have a contract with them? I thought he signed with them, so now he's on Impact. So I'm kind of confused on everything that's going on with AEW and Ring of Honor. But I just wanted to point out Jonathan Gruesome was on Impact. Um,
who
but
isn't
yeah,
confused about Ring of Honor?
huh?
Who isn't confused about that?
I
You
know,
know, like
right?
I think even like Tony Khan said he's gonna feature less Ring of Honor on there. I'm like, like oh okay,
Yeah, the guys who are main eventing Ring of Honor are former WWE guys. I understand one of them is a former Ring of Honor guy, but you have two WWE, they're known WWE superstars, so it's like okay.
yeah,
And there was no buildup of the Briscoes and FTR for having that dog collar match. It was just like, here you go, here's three
yeah.
the third match between FTR and the Briscoes. Like, okay, cool. Thank you, I guess. Um, yeah, so Friday the 13th, January Friday the 13th, Hard to Kill, Bully Ray versus Josh Alexander for the Impact World title. Mickey James versus Jordan Grace for the Impact Women's title. It's actually title versus career. So looking forward to Impact Hard to Kill. Please also check out Josh Alexander's match against Mike Bailey. You would not be disappointed. There's also videos, Impact matches I uploaded on TikTok and in YouTube Shorts, some TNA Impact Wrestling matches to go check out as well. Anything else you got to say before we head out, Ever?
Um, Nothing much. Just like, if we don't see you guys, happy holidays. We'll probably, obviously, we're gonna miss a couple more episodes, but if we don't see you, happy holidays.
For
Pretty much.
sure. Oh, but we do have one announcement, a new future episode ever interview Eddie the Bruce Cruz,
The Bruiser Cruise, yeah.
Bruiser
It is
Cruz, up and coming wrestler. He's been wrestling for what, almost a year or
3 years,
3
3 years.
years,
About 3 years, yes.
about 3 years. So ever sat down and interview him. So that's a future episode to look forward. Fortunately, I wasn't part of that interview because ever rude. Uh, no, I'm playing. But the interview was very well. So thank you for Eddie for being part of that interview. And that's a future episode. Hopefully by the next, I don't know what episode we're on. So
Yeah.
it may be the next episode. It may be 2 episodes after that. I have no idea. I'm still on RVD mode. so anyways, it took you a minute to get that one.
I know, right? When you said that, I'm like, oh yeah, okay. I don't do that stuff, but I know.
I'm
Hey,
trying. See, I'm RVD. I'm trying to get him to be Matt Riddle, man,
yeah.
but he don't want to.
But
He's
yeah, I
trying to.
mean,
He's trying to be like Austin Theory,
yeah,
Austin
right.
Aries,
Us
Aries,
nerds.
Austin Aries. So, all right. Please like this video. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't. Hit that button where the bell so that way you guys get notification for us. Please go check out Pro Wrestling Tees. Check out our merch.
We're coming out
The
with hats too. That's gonna
a
come out on Teespring. So check
Teesprings.
out our
Check
link
out.
on check out the link tree link on our Instagram. You could check out all our social medias and our podcast and our stores, so you guys can get your merch. Represent, and then New Year's around the corner. So
Yes, we need money. Also, yeah, like he said, check out our other links. We're also we got platforms on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Radio Public. So if you guys want to listen to us and not see our faces, we're on there as well. So all right, Ever take us home, baby.
all right, listen. This will be it for this episode. I'm Ever, and this is Ian.
And we are out.
Bye, guys.
Doo doo doo.
Yay!